2026. It was supposed to be just another chapter in the long book of human progress. A year of slightly faster chips and slightly smarter phones. But look around you, closely. The silence you hear in the modern office. It isn't peace. It is an evacuation. The desks are empty. Not because we found a better work-life balance, but because the machines finally found their autonomy. We spent decades building tools to help us work. We never realized we were actually building our successors. This is the threshold, the very last year of normal, as we once knew it. 2026. We thought we were ready. We spent decades dreaming of a future where machines would serve us, but we never asked what happens when the machines no longer need our instructions. Look at the office buildings in our great cities. They aren't just buildings anymore. They are hollow shells of an era that died overnight. The silence you hear, it isn't just a lack of noise. It is the sound of a tectonic paradigm shift. Entire generations of workers, professionals, experts, now sit in their homes, staring at screens that no longer blink back. We built these tools to be our hands, then our eyes, and finally, our minds. This is the threshold of the post-labor era. The very last year where a human resume actually meant something. If you feel a sense of dread, you are paying attention. The world is moving forward, and it isn't waiting for you to catch up. But wait, listen to the rustle of algorithms within the network. They aren't just performing tasks anymore. They are learning from our mistakes, our fatigue, our very emotions. We handed them the keys to the offices where decisions used to be made. Now, those rooms are occupied by pure code, devoid of doubt and free from regret. What is left for us when creativity has become a mathematical equation and logic a near-instant calculation? We have become spectators in our own lives. What we once called a career now looks like a child's game in a sandbox, washed away by the tide of progress. This isn't just a technological change. It is the end of the human-centric world. We are no longer the center of the universe. We are merely the biological substrate upon which a new form of consciousness has grown. Uncontrolled, unpredictable. Tomorrow, the sun will rise over cities where coffee is brewed automatically and reports write themselves, but no one will come to read them. Welcome to the finale of human labor. Only one question remains. Who do you become when what you do no longer defines who you are? Look at the ghost departments of 2026. Marketing used to be a room full of creative minds, vibrant spaces filled with whiteboards, coffee, and people debating a single slogan for weeks, searching for that one. Human connection. Now, it is just a silent server rack in a temperature-controlled room. A single AI agent runs a million A/B tests every minute. It feels the pulse of every consumer on the planet, simultaneously. It does not guess what people want. It knows. It anticipates the desire before it even forms in the human mind. The creative meeting is now a microsecond of processing power. In logistics, the change is even more visceral, more haunting. Look at the highways at 3 a.m., those long stretches of asphalt that used to be the lonely kingdom of the long-haul trucker. Now you see massive fleets of autonomous trucks moving in perfect, eerie synchronization. A chrome snake miles long, managed by a singular global intelligence. No driver fatigue, no human error, no stopping for a lonely meal at a roadside diner, no lunch breaks, ever. The logistics department is no longer a grid of dispatchers and phones. It is a ghost flow, moving goods for a world that is fast asleep. Even coding, the golden skill of the last decade, the promise we gave to every student, has been absorbed. One agent can maintain a million lines of code and whispering to itself in languages we no longer fully understand, fixing bugs before they even manifest in the system. The dev room is empty. The keyboards are silent. We aren't just losing jobs. We are losing the very definition of a department. Look at the law firms. once corridors of heavy books and billable hours. Now, the ghost legal department processes 10,000 contracts in the time it takes you to blink. It finds the loopholes. It predicts the judge's ruling. It settles the dispute before a human lawyer can even open the file. And the clinics? Radiologists replaced by vision models that never miss a single pixel of a tumor. Analysts replaced by patterns. The professional has become a spectator. The office is no longer a physical place. It is not a destination. It is a process, running silently in the cloud, shadow working for a world that hasn't fully realized it's already obsolete. We are witnessing the evaporation of the middle class not by fire, but by efficiency. We built a world that is perfect, but it's a world that no longer has a chair for us to sit in. We aren't just at the end of a career path, we are at the end of the human era of labor. Listen to the silence. That is the sound of 2026. The machines are working and they have nothing left to ask you. If we zoom out, 50 years into the future, the landscape of human existence is completely unrecognizable. In the year 2075, the very concept of working for a living, of trading your soul for a paycheck, sounds as ancient as hunting with a stone spear. It is a relic of a primitive, forgotten age. We have transitioned, finally, from being the gears inside the machine to being its architects. The people who flourished during this great transition, they weren't the fastest typists or the best coders. No, those were the first skills to be mastered by the silicon mind. The ones who survived, the ones who led. They were the dreamers, those who understood strategy, ethics, and the deep philosophical why behind the mechanical how. Imagine a world where AI manages the planetary resource grid, balancing the needs of billions in a heartbeat. Imagine asteroid mining, bringing the riches of the solar system to our doorstep, and total climate restoration, where the Earth finally breathes again, healing the scars of 2 centuries of industry. While the machines manage the physics of our world, while they handle the cold logic of survival, you focus on the only thing a machine cannot simulate: genuine, raw, human intent. We are moving toward a symbiotic era, a time where your value isn't measured by your productivity or your output, or how much you can produce in an hour, but by your vision, by the questions you ask, and the dreams you dare to hold. The machine provides the how. It provides the cold, perfect, and infinite execution, but only the human heart. Only that fragile, unpredictable spark can provide the why. We have reached the end of the age of labor and the beginning of the age of meaning. In 2075, we don't wake up to survive. We wake up to create, to wonder, to simply be. The struggle is over. Now, the real journey begins. So, here is the hard truth. You cannot outwork an agent. You cannot outcalculate it, and you definitely cannot compete with its speed. But you can outthink it. Right now, the window of opportunity is still open, but it is closing fast. Very fast. 2026 is your very last chance to choose your role in this new world. Will you remain a legacy worker, a ghost in the machine, waiting for a prompt that never comes? Or will you become a master of agents? Start learning the architecture of intent right now. Master the art of high-level strategy. Understand that your humanity, your intuition, your very soul is your greatest competitive advantage in a world of cold logic. The era of the 9 to 5 is dead, and it's never coming back. The era of the architect has begun. The future isn't a destination, it is a choice you must make today. What do you think about this transition? Are we ready for the architect era? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear your vision. Subscribe to this channel, and let's build the future together before the silence becomes permanent.